We often look up at the night sky. We see a vast, endless expanse of stars. It feels permanent, it feels eternal, but science tells us a different story. Our universe had a beginning, the Big Bang, and if it had a beginning, it almost certainly will have an end. This isn't just a philosophical idea. It's a prediction based on the laws of physics that govern everything around us. The expansion of space, the energy of stars, the pull of gravity. All these things point towards an eventual, final curtain call for the cosmos as we know it. So, we are forced to ask a profound question. It is perhaps the most profound question of all. What happens to life when the universe ends? Can anything survive? Can consciousness in any form outlive the very fabric of space and time that gave it birth? Before we can talk about surviving the end, we need to understand what life needs right now. Life, as we know it, is incredibly specific. It's a delicate dance of chemistry and energy, performed on a very particular stage. Think about our own planet, Earth. It is a perfect haven in a mostly hostile universe. We need liquid water. It's the universal solvent, allowing the complex molecules of life to meet, interact, and build the structures of cells. We also need energy. For almost all life on Earth, that energy comes from a star, our sun. But it can't be too much energy or too little. We need to be in the Goldilocks zone of our star. Plants capture its light through photosynthesis, forming the base of the food chain. This flow of energy powers everything, from the smallest microbe to the largest whale. Beyond water and energy, life needs building blocks. On Earth, that means elements like carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. Carbon is a miracle element. When physicists peer into the distant future, they don't see one single certain end. Instead, they see several possibilities. The ultimate fate of the universe depends on a cosmic battle between two great forces. On one side is the expansion of the universe, driven by a mysterious force called dark energy. On the other side is gravity, the force that pulls everything together. The winner of this cosmic tug-of-war will determine how the final chapter is written. The first scenario is often called the Big Freeze or heat death. In this future, the expansion wins, but gently. The universe continues to expand forever. Galaxies drift further and further apart until the sky is completely dark. Stars eventually burn out, one by one, leaving behind only cold, dead remnants. The universe becomes a vast, cold, and empty place, approaching a state of maximum entropy, where nothing interesting can ever happen again. The Big Freeze presents a slow, creeping challenge for life. There is no sudden cataclysm to escape, but rather a gradual fading of light and warmth. Any civilization that wishes to endure must therefore wean itself off starlight. They would need to become masters of harvesting faint residual energy. A digital being, a consciousness encoded in a computational substrate, has different needs. Its life is the processing of information. Its thoughts might slow down to a glacial pace. Perhaps they could harness the slow decay of protons, turning the very substance of matter into a trickle of power. Or they could tap into the rotational energy of black holes. They could even enter a state of planned hibernation, sleeping for eons and only waking for brief periods to observe the fading universe. Ultimately, even these strategies have a time limit. The heat death of the universe is the final boss. When the last energy gradients disappear, the computers will shut down. When we confront these ultimate cosmic futures, we are forced to re-examine our very definition of life. Our current understanding is deeply tied to our own biology. But to survive the end of the universe, life would almost certainly have to abandon this fragile, fleshy form. This life would be a pattern, not a thing. Perhaps life could learn to encode itself into the very fabric of space-time. If a consciousness could be translated into a complex gravitational wave pattern, it might persist through events that would destroy any form of matter. Perhaps the ultimate victory for life is not for us to survive, but for the information we have gathered, our science, our art, our history, to be passed on. The legacy of life might not be a living being, but a message in a bottle thrown across the shores of a cosmic ocean into a new reality. If our universe is doomed, then the most logical solution is to leave it. This is the ultimate escape plan, moving to another universe. When we push our thinking to the absolute limits of survival, we must consider possibilities that lie beyond our current understanding of physics. A civilization that has survived for trillions of years would have a mastery of the universe that would seem godlike to us. With this ultimate knowledge would come ultimate power, the ability to not just use the laws of physics, but to potentially change them. This would be cosmic engineering on the grandest scale possible, treating the universe itself as a system to be managed and maintained. They would become the stewards of reality. Perhaps they could gather the cold, dead matter of black dwarfs and neutron stars, and using their knowledge of fundamental physics, reignite them into new stars. They would not be finding a habitable place. They would be creating it, forging islands of warmth and light in the endless cosmic night. It suggests that if life can persist long enough, it might evolve from a passive passenger in the cosmos to its active and conscious pilot, steering it away from destruction and into an eternal future of its own design. When we stand and look up at the stars, asking about the ultimate fate of everything, we are not just doing science. We are doing something deeply, fundamentally human. The act of questioning the end of the universe is like holding up a giant cosmic mirror. The questions we ask reflect our own nature back at us. They reveal a species defined by an insatiable curiosity. We are not content to simply live and die. We possess a relentless drive to understand the bigger picture. It is remarkable that when we face the concept of total cosmic annihilation, our response is not simply despair. Instead, we immediately begin to search for a way out. This hope is not born from ignorance. It is born from our knowledge of life's own story. Life on Earth has been a continuous tale of adaptation and survival against the odds. This hopeful striving, this refusal to accept defeat in the face of cosmic finality, is a noble and beautiful aspect of our character. So what does it all mean for us, right here and right now? We live on a small planet orbiting an ordinary star in a universe that will one day end. Perhaps the knowledge of a final end does not steal meaning from our lives, but instead gives it. It is the finiteness of things that makes them precious. We live in the stelliferous era, the age of stars. The cosmos is filled with light, energy, and the raw materials needed to build planets and people. This understanding also brings with it a sense of responsibility. We are the current custodians of consciousness on this planet. The meaning of life is not some grand cosmic purpose handed down to us. It is the purpose we create for ourselves during our brief time in the light. For this brief shining moment, we are the universe's way of knowing itself. And that is a truly magnificent thing. Throughout this journey, we have seen that the story of the end is not yet written. This uncertainty is not a failure of science, it is an invitation. This open-ended story also reflects our own potential. It suggests that life may not be destined to be a passive victim of cosmic events, but could one day become an active participant. This quest to survive the end is, in many ways, the ultimate expression of the human story. Our history is a tale of overcoming challenges, of adapting to new environments. It is a testament to a species that, upon learning of its ultimate demise, did not despair, but instead looked up at the darkening sky and began to draw up plans for an escape. The universe may have a final page, but our story is being written right now. By embracing the wonder of our fleeting existence, we give it a meaning that no cosmic ending can ever erase. After contemplating the unimaginable timescales of the universe's end, we are left with a powerful conclusion. We are living in a very special time, and we are the fortunate ones who get to experience the universe in its glorious youth.